Hello, my name is Mandy. I am with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Opportunities in Sales Pipeline. So if you're here with me live, just like we talked about, go ahead and drop any questions or comments in the chat. I'll be happy to try to get them answered for you in real time. And I will be staying a couple of minutes after to help get them answered as well, just in case I miss it while I'm teaching. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email. That email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. Welcome, everybody. Awesome. Still got some folks coming in. Welcome, welcome. So, for today's class, Opportunities in Sales Pipeline, what is that? Opportunities is your transactions. This can start at the time you meet your new lead to the time you get to the closing table. It's a way to track that transaction, that relationship, that interaction throughout your command. So I'll actually be walking you through the basics of the first half of class, exploring your opportunities tab in command, showing you how to get one created, how to manage them, edit them, move them along through the actual sales pipeline. And then we'll spend the last half of class actually going through sales pipeline, meaning from the time that you start that relationship to having an appointment scheduled with that person, to getting a document signed, to getting those documents turned into your market center for compliance, and getting all the way through like offer, commission request, and then actually getting to closing. So that's the sales pipeline. It's the pipeline that opportunity will travel through in its lifetime. So we'll spend the last half of class actually maneuvering those step by step so that I can show you the process. Again, this is an overview class, so it's going to be an overview of that sales pipeline. But I'm definitely here to help answer any questions you have as we go along. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into our MLS, excuse me, not MLS, our command here. And so over here we have our command. I do want to show you one of the settings that you'll just want to check on before you start creating opportunities in your command, and that's to have your DocuSign or dot loop linked. Now, this is a signature platform that is used to edit forms and send them out to your clients for signatures and receive them back. This will apply to the majority of you. However, we do have some areas where the agents use a different system other than DocuSign and Dot Loop, like our California agents, or I believe it's either our Oklahoma or Arkansas. I think it's our Arkansas agents actually use a different platform. So if you use a different platform, great. Keep doing what your market center tells you to do. But for the majority of folks that use DocuSign or Dot Loop, you will want to make sure it's connected to your command prior to creating your opportunities. So over here in the top right-hand corner of your command, you can click that and go to your settings just to make sure that those platforms are linked. Welcome, everybody. Still got some guys coming in. Excellent. Glad you're here. And so right here underneath your settings, let me zoom in a little bit so make sure that you can see that okay. And so right here, you'll see DocuSign is already showing under our connected apps. That's what you want to see. Either .loop or DocuSign, depending on which one you use, you want to see it in connected status. If for some reason you don't, it says not connected, then we do have a tip video on our YouTube channel. And by the way, for the folks coming in, let me make sure those links are in the chat again for you there. There you go. You'll just want to make sure that you get that account created and linked to your command. And if you need any help with that at all, you can always reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. But what you're looking for is you want to see this connected status. If it looks like this, not connected, with an option to connect, you can click connect and let it walk you through the steps there. Again, YouTube channel has a tip video that will walk you step by step. All right, so since we are in connected status for DocuSign, we can go ahead and move over to our opportunities tab and explore that together. That is our opportunities tab right here. It's two hands shaking. If you're not super familiar with the icons yet, you can click that red square and it'll pop the names out for you. Whenever you're done, you can click the red square again just to close it. But right here for our Opportunities tab, we're going to do an overview here of what this dashboard shows you. And then we'll start to deep dive into it. So what you see at the top, if you're on a team, you'll see a team name here showing your team opportunities and team dashboard. If you're a solo agent, you should see your name here. And this shows your dashboard for your personal opportunities. You do also have an All Opportunities tab. So this tab, more visual. See the sales pipeline images and things like that that we're fixing to explore. But if you ever need to find an opportunity quickly or you need to filter through your opportunities, you can come right here to your All Opportunities tab. And this is a way that you can come in and sort, search, and filter for opportunities to find what you're looking for. Maybe you want to come back here and find all the opportunities you have an active stage or all opportunities with a particular tag, things like that. You can come back here and again use the sort, search, and filters to come in here and find the opportunities you're looking for. Okay. You also have a Smart View option, just like you do under your Command Contacts tab. Once you create certain searches or filters, you can always save them as a Smart View right here. And that way you're not constantly having to redo those same filters. You just come back here and grab your Smart View, take a look, maybe to see how many opportunities you've closed this year, something like that. We're going to travel back to our single tab right here, where it should show your name or either your team name, depending if you're a team member. And let's explore this dashboard here with these visual graphics. Just like I mentioned, what you're seeing in color here, these are sales pipelines. You should see 3 here. You have your listings, your buyers, and your leases. Let's start at the top. For listing opportunities, you have 5 phases. Cultivate. This is when you are starting to form that relationship with the person. Maybe you're collecting their personal information, getting information, or having that real estate conversation with them, trying to get to the point to where maybe they're starting to talk about an appointment with you, things like that. So this is your cultivate stage. And then you have an appointment phase. And I should have said phase there. It's a phase. These 5 are phases. I'll teach you what a stage is in just a minute. But you have your appointment phase, active phase. This means you've put ink on paper, right? You now have signed documents and you're now either their listing agent or their buyer's agent. Under contract and closed are pretty self-explanatory. And you'll have all 5 of these phases for all 3 of your sales pipelines. One small difference on your lease pipeline, down here you'll see that there's a pending phase instead of an under contract when it's a lease. Scrolling back up, you'll notice all these sales pipelines have icons right here in the middle, and they are a hyperlink that we can click on to see the different opportunities that are within each one of these phases. You'll see like this has a little 1 in the bubble. That lets you know we have 1 opportunity in the listing cultivate phase currently. Underneath that, you'll see volume. How much volume do you have in the total opportunities in that phase? And then also average time. How much time does an opportunity typically spend in that phase for your business? And this is a demo account, so you can ignore our numbers, but hopefully yours look a lot better. And so you can see the arrows as the opportunities will naturally follow through this sales pipeline. And this is what we'll definitely explore a little more as we get into the sales pipeline towards the end of class. Over here on the right, you have GCI, it's gross commission income. You'll see potential income and probable income. Potential takes all the opportunities that you currently have in this one sales pipeline for listings and shows you the potential income. If all of those opportunities made it all the way to closing and you get paid, that's the potential GCI that you get. The probable income takes into account the likelihood that all the opportunities are actually going to make it to closing. I think the default percentage for an opportunity in the cultivate phase is actually only like 5%. There's only a 5% likelihood that it will make it all the way to the closing table. So Command takes that into account and shares with you what your probable income is based on the phases that those opportunities are currently in and as whether or not they're actually going to get to closing. So you will see these GCI projections for all three of your sales pipeline as we scroll down. And then down here at the bottom, you just have some more visual graphics to show you your business. So at a quick glance, you can see in the ratio graphic that we have here, remember the sales pipeline for listing is green, sales pipeline for buyers is red, orange, and then for the pipeline for leases is purple. So you'll see how much of your business is currently made up of either listings, buyers, or leases. You can also see a chart right here as well that kind of breaks down that GCI we mentioned earlier, showing you how much of it is actually listings, buyers, and leases as well. Over here to the right, an activity chart kind of shows you your peaks and your lows in your business. You do have a sort option as well. So in case you want to see what your season is like for listings, buyers, landlords, or tenants, you can choose this here so that you can kind of track your business. When did it peak? Did you happen to do a lot of marketing in January and now you're seeing the benefits of that come through? Things like that. You can come down here and at a glance begin tracking that in your business. If you did have any closings for this month, you would see those opportunities listed down here at the bottom as well. We're going to travel back up to the top. That completes our opportunities dashboard, just kind of an overview of what you can track here. Now, let's actually look at creating your first opportunity so I can show you what that process looks like and then also what that opportunity looks like after you create it. And then we'll start going into details like how do you find it after you create it? How do you edit it? How do you move it through the sales pipeline? Things like that. So up here at the top right-hand corner, you'll see the option to create an opportunity. There's one other place that you can create an opportunity from, so I just want to take a quick second and show that to you. It's actually in your contacts. So I'm going to open the Command Contacts here in another tab and just click on one of our little contacts. And right here in the contact profile, you do have an Opportunities tab right here. So if you're ever working on your database and you need to start an opportunity for this contact, you don't always have to come all the way over here to your Opportunities tab. While you are in the actual contact itself, you can come to the Opportunities tab and just click Create Opportunity. It will walk you through the same steps that we're fixing to do over on the Opportunities tab. So I just want you to know that this lives here, okay? You do have a shortcut to get that done. This tab also shows you any opportunities that this contact is linked to as well, previous or existing. So I'm going to close that. We'll travel back over here. We're under our Opportunities tab, and we're just going to click Create Opportunity in the top right-hand corner. Excuse me, just had to clear my throat. And so from right here, you'll notice the first field is for a market center. This is important for any of our agents that are expansion agents that may be associated with more than one market center. You'll just want to use this drop down here to make sure you select the correct market center for your opportunity. That's something that you can't change once it's created. You would actually have to like archive the opportunity and start back over. So just make sure you grab that first market center, the correct market center the first time, okay? If you're only with one market center, it'll default to that one and you don't have to worry about it. For a team, if you're a solo agent, this is a grayed out field like you can see here, and there's nothing you need to do further. If you are on a team, just take a moment and decide, is this opportunity for your team and will be processed under your team and paid out through your team? Or is this a personal opportunity that you'll be handling on your personal account? Whatever the right answer is there, just make sure that you adjust the team and the owner fields right here. So if you were to choose a team, you can choose it in the drop down And the owner more than likely will always show as the rainmaker of your team. If you're a solo agent and you don't have a team to choose, this field stays grayed out for team, and owner should show your name as well. Opportunity type. You would choose from one of the four of which opportunity you want to create. Today, we're going to create a listing opportunity because there's two little things in a listing opportunity that it has that a buyer's opportunity doesn't, and I just want to show that to you today. So I'll make sure I choose the listing. When it comes to client, you can begin typing in your client's name. Don't worry, it says no options. It will actually start populating from your command contacts as soon as you start typing. So we'll type in person. It will give you the people that match in your command contacts, and you can choose from this list, or you can add a new contact from right here if you need to. Maybe this person isn't in your command contacts just yet, so you can click Add New Contact, and it will make a new contact profile for you. We're going to choose our existing guy. Right here, you do have a field for co-seller, if that's applicable. Opportunity name does automatically populate for you, but if you want to adjust this to be something different, you definitely can. So like for us today, we know that we're going to use a particular address for this listing opportunity. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. So I'm going to have it be my address and then my person's name so I can see it at a quick glance and know which one I need. Underneath that, you have a field for custom tags. So again, if you've gotten into your command contacts at all, you'll know that they have tags there to help with organization, right? Well, this is the same thing. Essentially, it's a way to organize your opportunities, but it's a whole separate batch of tags from your contact tags. Okay. So it's its own opportunity tags, and you can make them to help organize your opportunities and help track your opportunities. So think about like maybe at the end of the year, you want to be able to look back and say, hey, how many opportunities did I do that had to deal with military or relos or seniors or whatever your market niche is? You may want to create a tag so that you can track that. Later on, you can come back into your All Opportunities tab and use the filter and find how many opportunities you actually did based on that particular market niche. It's just an idea. If you have other ways of wanting to organize your opportunities, definitely go ahead and create a tag for that as well. So right here, you would just put your cursor in the tag field. Again, don't worry about it saying no options. Just begin typing in what you want the tag to be. Helps if you can type well. And then also click create if you need to create the tag. As you can see here, we don't currently have a military tag, so we'll just choose create, and it made that tag for us. And you can keep going. You can add as many as you would like and keep creating those. As you continue to create them, once you start looking them up, it will start pulling in those tags that you've already created. Okay. Once you get past that field, we're down here at the bottom. Notice several of these have red asterisks. That does indicate that it is a required field, but several do not. So there's some things that you just may not know while you're creating this opportunity. No worries, you can circle back and edit those fields like estimated closing date, estimated list price, time frame. So for those particular fields, don't worry. If you don't have that information, you can skip them. These other three down here, we do need to fill in. So for commission rate, we'll just enter that. Opportunity phase and opportunity stage. Now, remember I pointed out the 5 phases for each of the sales pipeline: cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and close. Within each one of those phases, you have stages. And we're going to be jumping into those shortly. So right here, it's just wanting to know which phase and stage do you want this opportunity to start in. Since it's a new opportunity, it does default to set to the very first phase, which is cultivate, and the very first stage within that phase, which is nurture. You're nurturing that relationship with that particular contact. So we're going to go ahead and leave these as they are, but they are drop downs if you ever need to come in and choose something different when creating your opportunity. You can always change the phase and stage later after you create the opportunity. So now that we're done with our fields, we can go ahead and click create. And this is what an opportunity looks like once it's created. We'll be visiting this several times today, but while we're here, I do want to do a quick overview with you of what all you have within this opportunity. You'll notice at the top left-hand corner, you have a hyperlink to your sales pipeline, so we can jump out and go back to that if we need to, kind of like a back button. You have the name that you named your opportunity. You have a hyperlink to the contact that's linked to this opportunity, which, by the way, if you need to change that, you can. And then you have an option to select from listings. This is one of the two things that you'll see on a listing opportunity that you don't see on any other opportunities, like your leases or your buyers. It's just allowing you to link the listing from the MLS. It will actually pull in that data, pull in that address for you from the MLS. So this would apply to opportunities that are like in the active phase or the under contract phase once there's actually a listing on the MLS for you to choose from. I'm going to go through the steps right now to show you how to select that listing just because there's usually a lot of confusion around the process. So I'll just walk through this with you briefly. So we'll choose select from listings. And most people stop right here and think, oh no, it's broken because there's no listings that show. This is the screen you'll see if your MLS is not currently synced with your command. And while that's a big convenience, if you do have your MLS synced to command, it's a convenience, but it's not required to be able to link a listing to your opportunity. Okay. If you do want to know how to sync your listing or sync your MLS to command, we have a tip video on that, but this is also right here. We'll walk you through it. Okay. So don't panic when you see no listings. You can actually sort and search. Right here, you can search by street name or MLS number. Highly recommend MLS number. It's usually more accurate, helps narrow it down a little more for you. So we're going to go ahead and paste our MLS number there. And then next, you'll want to change your statuses or what you're showing. Under what you're showing, change it to all listings instead of just your listings. And now you should see some things populating. So we'll go ahead and click search KWLS for that MLS number. We got 10 results. And so now you'll just scroll through the listings that are showing to find the one it is that you want. Definitely recommend checking not only the address, but the status on the MLS, the market center name, and then also your listing agent. Just make sure that that is who it is supposed to be, that you've got the right one. Sometimes you'll see like over here, like off-market properties or sold properties. So again, just double check, make sure this is the right one that you want. And when you're ready, click select. Now, we're in a demo account. It's saying that that market center is not part of our current market center. That's okay for us. But if you see this error, you might need to have us check into it for you, okay? But it's just letting us know that the market center on a listing opportunity would have to match the market center on an MLS listing. Now that you've selected your property, you can click away from this box and you'll see that our listing is now linked right up here at the top. Good to go. It also took the information from the MLS, and right here under the details tab for the opportunity, you can see it filled in the information here underneath our property details for us. Okay, a little bit of a shortcut for you. Coming on down, speaking of the details tab, this is all the information about your opportunity. A big section right here to pay attention to is key dates. As you work on this opportunity and dates become available, like when the appointment was scheduled, when you actually kept the appointment, when you signed documents, when you schedule the photographer, and you can see the rest listed here. But as you get those dates, you can come in here and click the pencil and begin adding in those dates so that you have them here on your opportunity. One big reason why this is important to have these dates on your opportunity is you will have tasks associated with your opportunity that we'll be getting into in just two shakes here. And so, what that will help you with is you can actually schedule tasks based on that event date. So, maybe you know that you want to set up a phone call 2 weeks after closing just to follow up and see how they're doing. Well, you'd be able to come in and have a task created, and instead of knowing the exact due date, you just put in 2 weeks after closing date. That opportunity will know to come into here to your key dates, find the date for you, and create the task based on that actual date. So I'll explain that again in just a minute if I went through that too fast. The key takeaway here is update your dates on your opportunity. They'll help you when it comes to tasks. So we'll go ahead and save that we updated those dates, and you'll see them updated here. That's your details tab. You will also see a marketing tab within your listing opportunity. This is the second of the two things I said that a listing opportunity will have that no other opportunity will. This marketing tab is only in a listing opportunity because you're marketing that listing, right? You wouldn't necessarily need that if you were working on a lease tenant or working with a buyer because you're not necessarily marketing that client. But since you're marketing this listing, you have a tab right here that actually updates with new recommendations for designs and paid ads and social posts as you move the opportunity from phase to phase. So, just for example, you can see, we were in the cultivate phase. So our marketing tab right here is for things that you would typically send a client when you're trying to earn that appointment. So like a client testimonial of yours, home value, about how to tell the value of your home and do they know it, maybe to offer a free CMA, things like that. As you move it to the next phase of appointment or active, you will see these recommendations actually update for that. So once it's in the active phase, you'll see it offer you listing presentations, things like that. It's pretty handy. We have a whole entire class for opportunity marketing and checklists. So please check that out on our YouTube channel. It's kind of like a part two to this class. It just really deep dives into some things in your opportunities, whereas this is more of an overview. So the name of that class was Opportunities, Marketing, and Checklists. Next is your Documents tab. You'll live here a lot in your opportunities. This is where you can come in here and you'll see a list of all the documents that your market center needs you to turn in for when it just gets listed, goes under contract. You can see these documents changing, and once you close on this particular opportunity. Some market centers have different checklists. So what you see on your screen here will most likely look different on your end than mine because each market center, again, creates their own compliance checklist of documents. You may want to come over here on the left-hand side and see where this says residential. This particular market center only has one compliance checklist, so it automatically selected residential for us. Your market center may have more than one, like commercial, land, farm, new construction, things like that. So you'll just want to come over here and make sure that the proper checklist is selected that is most suitable for your type of opportunity. When you select that checklist is when you should see these documents over here on the right-hand side populate. I'm going to click back on the listed folder here on the left so that we can scroll down and let me show you a couple of things when it comes to these documents. So you can see the document name in this column. There are some market centers that actually have a sample of this document hyperlinked here where you would be able to click on it to view it. This column where it says requirement, We'll show you if it's a required document that you must turn into your Market Center, an optional document, and then there's conditional. Let's see, this particular Market Center doesn't have a conditional label, but there's another one that's kind of peachy colored that says conditional. So just keep your eye out for that one. We'll circle back here once we walk through the sales pipeline together so that I can show you how to upload your documents and submit them to your Market Center. But this was just to give you an overview of where to come when you want to work on your documents. Over here to the right, you'll see Offers and Commissions tab. Pretty self-explanatory. This is where when you get an offer, you would come in here and create an offer in your opportunity. I'll walk you through this shortly so that I can show you what it looks like to actually create those offers. And you can even create like an offer comparison that you can send to your clients as well. Okay, so we will be doing that later. Next, you'll see the Notes tab right here. Pretty self-explanatory again. If you have any notes that you would like to do on this particular opportunity, you can add them here. Okay. Over to the right, you'll have a timeline as well. Kind of shows you the history of this particular opportunity, and you have some sort and filter options if you need them. Top right, a couple other things when it comes to opportunities. You'll notice one button says Client Updates, and then over here it says that they're turned off. Client Updates are an automated email that your command can send out to your contacts that are linked to this opportunity. It's a once a day email, automatically composed for you, has your branding at the top, your branding at the bottom, has a little blurb to them that says, we're working on your, transaction or opportunity, and this is what we've gotten done so far today. And if you have any tasks on this opportunity that you've completed and you wanted to share that information with them, it would actually show them what all you've gotten done and the tasks that you've marked completed on their particular transaction. You control which tasks they get to see that are completed. It doesn't show them if no task got completed. It won't send them an email that day if nothing happened. But you do have control over like when it goes out, who it goes to, and what they can see. Okay. There's a tip video that shows you how to get these set up because there is a way to set these up for all of your opportunities moving forward. That way, it's an automated process for you after you do the initial setup so that you're not constantly having to babysit it. And then you just manually turn it on for the opportunity that you want it to be on. It will automatically default to off. That way you don't have to worry about any automated emails going out that you can't control. But you get the choice to say, well, this particular person on this opportunity, they like a lot of hand holding. They love over communication. So maybe you'd want to turn on client updates so that it helps leverage that time for you so that it will update the client and you don't necessarily have to. You might want to keep it off for someone like maybe an investor. More hands off, doesn't want to talk unless you know you've got a contract in hand or an offer in hand, something like that. So it's up to you, but it is an automated email feature within your opportunities to explore if you'd like to do that. The other button you see right here are tasks. I'm going to click on tasks just to show you. Now you do have a tasks tab within your command already. It's over here on the left-hand side. You can see a little check and list box over in the left that I'm circling with my mouse. And that is where you can go to see all of your tasks. But sometimes you have tasks created for your opportunities that help you through that transaction. So right here, you can access your opportunity tasks. They will also appear underneath this task tab over here as well, and they'll appear on your command mobile for your tasks there. So you'll have access to them everywhere. This is just one way when you're in your opportunity to come in here and possibly mark them as done or mark them as completed right here. You can select them and possibly reschedule them if you need to. You also can add due dates. Right here, you notice when you hover over, you can add a due date of when that should be due. And you can also create new tasks as well. Just real quick for an opportunity task, I do want to show you a sample. Remember earlier I said maybe you want to do like a phone call after closing a couple weeks later. So you can say, um, we'll create that task really quick. The opportunity phase for that would be closed. And then you could say it's a phone call type task. Add your description. If you need to add a hyperlink, you can. Change your priority level if you need to. And then right here for the due dates, I just wanted to touch on it really quick so that you can see. It's set for a calendar date, which you can pick a date from the calendar. You can even set a specific time for this task to be due. But you have some other options right here for the due date to include smart due dates. These are the ones that will pull from those key dates on your opportunity that I mentioned earlier. If you want it to actually be on the exact smart due date, you can click on due date and choose that specific date from the drop down. So we could say it's on the estimated closing date, or even, I got myself zoomed in here a little bit. There we go. Close date. Or you can choose before, after smart due date. We'll choose that option just to show you. This is where you can choose how many. So we'll say 2 weeks and choose after or before. So we'll say after, and then choose our key date. We'll say closing. So right there, it will allow you to set tasks based on a key date, even if you don't know what that date is yet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and create that, and it will be here underneath our task for this opportunity. These are your phases. So we'll come over here to our closed phase, and there's that new task we created. Now, these tasks that we're doing right here within this one opportunity, they're just for this opportunity. There is a way to personalize your tasks, create a template so that any future opportunity you create already has those tasks added to them so you are not constantly having to recreate the wheel. It's great because it allows you to bring consistency to your business, consistency to the services that you offer, because you don't drop any balls while you're trying to juggle everything. When you're on each opportunity, the same tasks will be there for every opportunity moving forward so that you always remember all the little things that you want to make sure that you do for every transaction. So again, what we're looking at right here are tasks for this specific opportunity. I'll show you in just a second how to create a template that will create those tasks for you on every single opportunity you create moving forward. This concludes our overview of the actual opportunity that we were looking at here. So I'm going to come back out to my Opportunities tab. Remember when I said these are our sales pipeline, and we can click the hyperlink to actually deep dive into your sales pipeline? Let's go ahead and do that so I can show you now that you have an opportunity created. This is how you can come back in and find them and actually work on them. Now, while you always have your All Opportunities tab up here, and you can always go here and search if you want, you do have these sales pipelines that you can click in to find the opportunities. So let's go ahead and click into the Cultivate phase and just take a second to take this in. This is what it looks like when you click into the sales pipeline. You'll see the phase that you're currently in up here at the top. We're in our listing sales pipeline. We're in the Cultivate phase. We have our 5 phases right here at the top. When you click on each phase, you'll be able to see the stages within each phase: nurture stage, watch, and hot. You do have default stages already set up for you in your command, but the cool thing is you can edit them. While the 5 phases will always stay the same, you can come in and customize these particular stages to be whatever your business is about. These cards that you see, those are opportunities. You'll see the opportunity name, contact. If you have a listing link to it, you'll see it also listed. Notice our tags that we made up here at the top. You can even get a quick preview of whether you have client updates on or off for that particular opportunity. And you have our checklist right here, those tasks that we're looking at. So you don't always have to click into the opportunity to access them. You do have a quick click link right there if you need it. So you can click on the different phases and see all your opportunities under each phase. I'm going to come back to our cultivate here. So this is how you can come and find your opportunity. If you want to change this phase and stage that an opportunity is in, you can just click on it and drag and drop. So we just moved him over to the active. So here he is. And you can just drag and drop to different stages and different phases. Okay. We'll move him back to the cultivate phase here. And if you need to make any edits on that opportunity, of course, you can always come in and just click the name. It will open it right back up here so that you can jump in and work on that opportunity. Let's go back into our sales pipeline. And again, guys, remember, you're here with me live. You can definitely drop any questions as we go along, and I'll be happy to help get those answered for you. So right back here, we're back in the sales pipeline. Remember, I mentioned that you can actually create a template of tasks that apply to all your future opportunities, and you can make those stages whatever you would like them to be called. When you're in the sales pipeline, that button is right here. It's your stages and checklist button. It will change based on which phase you are in. So we're in our listing sales pipeline. We have the cultivate phase selected. So I can come up here to my stages and checklist and begin editing the stage names and the checklist of tasks for this particular phase. With the stage names, you can click the edit pencil over here to edit the probability, edit the stage name. You also have these buttons right here where you can put them in a different order if you would like. And when it comes to your checklists, you can come right here and click the checklist and see the tasks that you currently have for any opportunity that is created and ever in the listing sale pipeline in the cultivate phase. Also for the watch stage. So now we have our tasks that are here. You can put them in different orders. You can add more tasks. And you can also come over here and choose to edit or delete those tasks if you need to. So that you don't have to recreate the wheel, KW has created a sample checklist. I'm going to put it up on my screen now. Give me 2 seconds here to get it open. And I'm also going to share the link in the chat with you guys as well, so you can go ahead and make your own copy. But let me pull that on the screen here. And you can see right here on the top, these are our stages: watch, nurture, and hot. The phases go along the side over here on the left. And so we're currently looking at the watch stage of the cultivate phase, and these are the tasks that they suggest for that particular stage and phase. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You literally can come right here, copy the task, and then paste it into a new task for this particular phase and stage. I'm going to repeat that again just so you can see it. Copy and just come right back and paste it into a task. And that's how you can add in your templates. Click Save once you've added in the tasks that you want. And now that this is saved, every opportunity moving forward that's created, they will have these tasks automatically applied to those opportunities. Pretty great, huh? You can also add stages over here at the right. I don't know if I mentioned that little button, but I want to make sure I point that out to you. So that's how you can actually personalize and customize your sales pipelines in here. You can come back out to the sales pipeline, move to the next phase, and then come back in for the stages and checklist of that. Again, another class, opportunities, marketing, and checklists, deep dives into those and helps you through those. So definitely check that out if you want. Now, let's walk through the sales pipeline together for our last few minutes so that you have an idea of the different things that you'll do to get the opportunity from beginning to closing. We'll come here to or we can know that our opportunity is right here. So I'll just come to the cultivate phase. This is our little guy, our little opportunity here. So I'm just going to open him. And so let's say number one, you met the person. Number two, you created your opportunity already. And so now that you're in your opportunity and you're going ahead and you've cultivated that relationship, you've got their contact information, you've scheduled that appointment, held that appointment, and you've scheduled the appointment, but you need documents to take to that particular appointment. To get your documents filled in and ready, you would come here to your Documents tab. Make sure your checklist is selected over here on the left. This is a listing opportunity. We'll say that this is a listing appointment we're going to. You can see the names of the documents that you need right here for your listing appointment. And to get into like DocuSign or Dotloop to actually get a hold of the documents to edit them, you would come right here and click Start a Transaction. When you do that, we have DocuSign linked. So what this does is it actually creates a DocuSign room. Let me throw in our logins here just real quick. And so it will open your DocuSign. If you haven't signed into your DocuSign in a little while, it may ask you to log in like so. But once you do, it will create this DocuSign room. This is your space to actually access your forms, edit them, and send them to your client for signature or print them out. Or if you want to take them with you at your appointment, if you want to print them out and have paper copies, you can do that here. If you want to download them so that you can maybe have them on a tablet just to have an electronic version for them to review or show them, whatever it is you're looking to do, you would do that within your signature platform like DocuSign or Dotloop. We have another class that's DocuSign 101. It will walk you through all of that goodness on how to get your forms and edit them if this is the platform you use. Okay. So we'll pause there and come back to our opportunity. Let's say you got your forms, shared them with your client, they've signed them, you've put that ink to paper. And so now you are ready to actually go live with your listing. If that's the case, you would come right here after you have those forms signed in DocuSign. You would be able to click right here and see those forms in your DocuSign room and add them directly to select them to put them right here in your Opportunities Documents tab. If they're on your device, you can always choose to upload them from your computer. You can choose Browse right here, and it would allow you to choose them off of your device. Or you can even just drag and drop it over. I'll show you that here. So this is our device here in our files. You can simply drag and drop it over into your opportunity and upload it that way. Remember when I said it was important to make sure DocuSign or Dotloop was linked to your command before creating the opportunity? The importance of that is to make sure that it's synced together. And that's what allows you to pull documents directly from DocuSign right here and just choose them out of a list instead of you having to like manually download them from DocuSign, manually upload them from your device. It just saves you a step. Okay. Once you have all your documents here, they're showing like so. you need to turn them into your market center for compliance. That's this button. So in your listed folder, you get your documents added here, submit to MC. You'll get a notification, and you can also come back here to your documents tab to check on the status. They'll let you know if it's approved or if there's anything missing or if they have any questions. Once it's approved, it'll show approved, and then you can move on to your under contract. Let's say now you have an offer. This is a listing opportunity. You've received 2 offers on it. You would come right here to your offers commission and commissions tab. Click add new offer. So we'll just say this is our first offer. And we do have tech tip videos on how to walk through all the fields here for an opportunity. And so definitely check that out. But once you fill in the new offer here, it will allow you to accept it and then fill out a commission request on this same tab. So right here, select from KWLS, choose your listing, this particular one. I'm going to see if I can grab an MLS listing, or excuse me, an MC listing really quick to let it has to be from the same market center for it to let us accept the offer. So I'm just going to see if I can scroll down here and get a listing. Doesn't look, we've got so many that they're all sold and off market. It's not even getting to the active ones real quick. And we're having a nice little technical error. See where I should be able to choose the status and actually view if it's active or not? It's not letting me do that. So I'm just going to try to grab one here. We'll choose this little guy and see if it'll let us keep it on here and let me get to the commission request for you. You'll just fill out your fields here. Seller info, it will already pull that in for you because it's a listing on a buyer opportunity. You will see it pull in the buyer information. And then your terms and your dates. So you can just put in the sales price, how much cash they're bringing to the table, earnest money, you can put that here. Choose who is holding it and choose your close date, the proposed close date. If there are any contingencies, you can add them here. And you can also add any comments that you would like. Maybe there's pros and cons you'd like to point out to your client. And choose create offer or create and accept. I'm going to choose create offer just to show you what it looks like on the offers tab for you to see that an offer has been created, but now it's asking if you accept or reject it. You can also add new offer and continue to add as many offers as you need. Once you add multiple offers here on the Offers tab, you will actually see the option to create an offer comparison. It will draft an email to your clients for you that you can send from right here within the opportunity that will give a side-by-side chart comparison of the offers just to give them a quick glance. So while it's not the legal documents of the actual offer, it kind of just streamlines it for them, shows them the highlights that they need to see so they don't get lost in the mumbo jumbo sometimes. And then you can send that email to them right here through the opportunity just to give them, again, a comparison. Once they've decided what offer that they would like to select, you can choose accept. It'll let you review the offer one more time. You do need to enter a contract date, so we'll choose today, and choose save and accept. Now, this offers and commissions tab turns into your commission request. On the left-hand side, you'll see important information about this commission. You can come in and add the agent for the agent payment. You can add co-brokers. You can add an outside referral. And over here on the right, you'll see your summary as you begin adding in these figures. Once you're ready to submit it to your market center, you can add a note if you would like and click submit. This sends the commission request over to your Market Center for approval. And again, you'll get a notification bell in Command or a push notification on your Command mobile if you have that set up, so that you'll know if it's approved or if they need anything further. So congratulations, you've now gotten an offer, you've gone under contract, and you've submitted your commission request. Make sure you're coming back here to your Documents tab and choosing now your under contract folder and getting these documents added back in here as well, either from your device or DocuSign. And then once you've got them uploaded, submit it again to the Market Center. So each time when it's listed, when it goes under contract, and when you close, you'll continue to come back here to the Documents tab, add in those documents here, and submit to your Market Center each time. That way they can approve them for compliance. Okay. So we just talked about having the commission request and submitting it. Go to your closing table, get your closing docs, come back to your opportunity, to your Documents tab, come to your closed folder, upload those docs, and submit one more time to your Market Center for approval. And if you didn't get paid at the table, this way they'll be able to issue your check for you. And that's your sales pipeline. If we come back out here to the Opportunities tab, that opportunity will travel through this sales pipeline. In that process, it will automatically move your opportunity to the new phase for you. By the way, when you submit your documents that the listing is done and it's approved, it'll help move it to the active phase for you. So you don't always manually have to go in and move your opportunity phase to phase. Once it's closed, you'll see that opportunity here in the sales pipeline for up to 30 days. And after 30 days, it falls out of this sales pipeline so it doesn't mess up your numbers. You can always find it here under all opportunities once it's 30 days past your closing date. And guys, that's the end of our class today. If you're here with me live and you have any questions, please again, go ahead and drop those in the chat. I'll be happy to stay a couple of minutes and help get them answered for you. And if you're watching this back online, you can always reach out to us via email. That's support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.